All right, I'm loading one last time, and if it gives me the same URL that I had before, I think we have a process where you could give people the proper YouTube one ahead of time. I just need to, darn it, it doesn't work. Okay. Generates a different stream every time. I was hoping you could give people the youtube.com/watch ahead of time, but it looks like every time I start it, it creates a new stream. You could probably give it to them, you know, an hour ahead of time, something along those lines. But right now it's almost looking like you would have to start it and then send out a mass email to everybody and say, okay, we're now live, join this URL if you can't get on the Zoom. That's what it's looking like, without knowing how to actually save that same streaming URL. So
that makes sense. Okay. So I could open the Zoom meeting an hour ahead and then generate the URL, and it would stay active. It wouldn't just time out.
Yeah, it looks like as long
while I was waiting for you, I don't know, maybe it's because you turned off the one, but when I was waiting for you, then YouTube just skipped to the next video that it wanted me to watch.
Yeah, so I'm just doubling one last thing here. I'm trying to find anywhere that it would save that URL. Streaming software to go live. I already did that. Here's my stream settings. Yeah, it's interesting. Hold on. YouTube stream URL. YouTube stream URL. Okay, hold on. Broadcast live. Shareable link. Click on live streaming on the left sidebar, which I did. Your shareable link will typically be youtube.com/c/username/ okay, hold on here. /live. Oh, okay. So let's see if this works. Try one more thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay. Oops. Okay, yeah, I think that would be the only way we can do it, because I'm just doing some Googling around and I can't seem to find a good way to get that stream URL ahead of time. So what we would need to do then, if we're going to do this, is have you start setting up for the YouTube stream. And I think the best we could do is then sometime Monday morning, we could go over the process to make sure that you are all set up and able to actually get it to do what you want it to do, because there is that 24-hour delay between just simply setting up the account and then verifying it. So if you want to go this way.
So I've done that. You know, I have, let's see, I now have a Tia Rich channel on YouTube. After I got your email, I followed that instruction.
Oh, great. So you went to studio.youtube.com. I believe that's the, okay. So then, all right, great. Because I was on, where did I go? And then you went to the place where it said you have to wait 24 hours and you got that feedback. Great. And so now if you go in there, so are you waiting for the 24 hours to pass, or is it 24? I don't think it's passed yet, right?
It's already passed.
Oh, great. Okay, great. So what I will have you do is, how the heck, YouTube dashboard, hold on.
Do you want me to send you the URL that is showing me my dashboard?
No, I think the best thing would just be, hold on, YouTube streaming. I'm looking for the right site here. It's taking me to the wrong site. And this is why I've never done this. So, okay, here we go. So you want to be at your YouTube, studio.youtube.com.
Yes, that's where I am.
All right, and I'm going to need to run in just a couple of minutes here. So you should have your YouTube studio, and it should say your channel, whatever your username is, right?
Right.
Now if you look over on the right-hand side, there should be a small create button with a picture of a red video camera with a little plus in it.
Yes.
Click on that, and then click on go live.
Okay.
And that should bring you to a black screen for
oh my heavens, but it says ready in 24 hours.
Okay, so it looks like you still have some time before that goes. So okay. What you would do is if you see there's a stream button up on your upper left hand corner.
Yes.
Can you click on that stream button? Does it give you an option for a new stream, or does it still tell you 24 hours?
Nothing happened. 24 hours.
Okay, so once that 24 hours is passed, you'll click on that stream button. It's going to ask you some information. Then you'll say create stream, and what it's going to do is give you a couple strings of information that you have to go back around and plug into Zoom. So it's kind of this strange process. It'll give you what's called a stream key, which is kind of a private connector between Zoom and YouTube, and then one other thing. And then what you do is you create your webinar in Zoom, you tell Zoom to yes, allow streaming, and then you plug in this information. You end up starting your Zoom meeting, and then once you've started it, you tell it to stream, and then it sets it up and it shoots it out to YouTube, and it makes it live, and then you get your URL that you can send to people.
I see. Thank you. So we have to do all that Monday morning.
I think we're just going to need to do it Monday morning, and it shouldn't take long. I have a good feel for doing it. Again, the main thing is that you sort of have to have your webinar up and running to make that happen. But it looks like what you could also do is you could have your webinar up and then stop it and then start it up again, and it would still keep that. So you don't have to have it sitting the entire time.
Good.
So it's funny, yeah, because you go through this process of creating a new stream. As long as YouTube is sitting there thinking, okay, I'm waiting for the Zoom stream to start back up, you should be fine. So what you'll probably want to do is make it so that your webinar, if it's actually going to run 12 to 1, make it run 11 to 2. And then,
well, what I should also tell you is right now, I just sent out my personal ID. I didn't send out an invitation to a webinar. I just gave everybody my personal meeting ID. Is that going to be a problem?
Yeah, and so I'll say as a best practice, don't do that, just because your personal meeting ID, it's sort of like having an open telephone line. Anyone could pop into your personal meeting ID and just like join it. That's generally not a best practice. What you're going to want to do is actually create a webinar in Zoom, and that's going to generate its own unique meeting ID. And that's what you're going to be using, and that's a slightly different process as well. So if you like,
why don't we?
Yeah.
I think it'd be better to only send one more invitation message, or people aren't going to read them. And so we should generate the webinar meeting ID and the YouTube link Monday morning, and I'll send out one email with both of those pieces of new information.
I think that's great. So what time Monday morning could we do 9 a.m. to sync up on that? Because what I'll need to do is Good. I'll
Yes.
need to do a Zoom with you to show you the settings in Zoom. And then we can just do a Zoom together to get the stream URL set up and kind of get the whole thing managed and working. So Tia, Zoom and YouTube stream overview. So I will set that up for 9 to 10.
Great. Okay.
So hold on here, 626-592-4911. What's your email again? I don't have it up in front of me.
TIARICH.
Ah, there you are. Got it. It just popped up. All right, I'm sending you a 9 to 10 a.m. for Monday morning. And then what we will do then is we'll do two things. We will do some screen sharing back and forth. We'll get the YouTube studio part set up. I'll show you how to do that and plug it into the Zoom. Secondly, we'll get Zoom set up, and then we'll get the webinar set up for Zoom. Basically by 10 a.m. is when we'll have a goal for sending that email out to people. Normally you get it beforehand, but we're just gonna have to sort of do it last minute and hope for the best on this one. So.
Okay, thank you very much.